On a glorious journey to great academic heights, you need a university that will guarantee you hopes of employment without sweltering in a pool of job hunts. I present to you Ndejje University. We are an Anglican university endowed with 3 state-of-the-art campuses in Luero Bombo, the Graduate School in Rubaga, and the Kampala campus along Balintuma Road behind Mengo Hospital. With well-coordinated learning programs ranging from day, evening, weekend, in-service and e-learning, the globally recognized university offers job market competing courses that will surely light your academic path. Our various undergraduate and graduate programs include Business Administration and Management, Engineering and Survey, Basic Sciences and Information Technology, Education, Environment and Agricultural Sciences, Arts, Health Sciences, and many more. With accreditation by the National Council of Higher Education, we now offer a diploma in clinical medicine and community health. We as well take pride in some courses sponsored by the Higher Education Students Financing Board for a loan scheme that will not get you worried of tuition as you pursue your dream. Come ready for an academic adventure on great facilities of learning. You can visit our website on www.ndejjeuniversity.ac.ug. Ndejje University, the fear of God brings knowledge and wisdom.
This week,
the top management cannot make it where even those in the maintenance department. I think I know the greatest university always is grounded to a halt when the maintenance staff, they might be in charge of but should they lay down their tools, we are finished. 2,
this week,
it's more important if we can work strategically to grow the game, which they have done well. They have worked very well with the Chinese embassy in growing the game of football. They have managed to establish a league.
We are very grateful to all the participating players, the various clubs, and all the managers who have supported the athletes.
The men's individual category was won by Thomas Keddy of Stroke Woodball Club with 97 points, while Sophie Namudu won the women's individual club with 66 points.
To win, it has been really patience. It has been God with us, and then I think it has been our persistence to do it.
Coming up in Live at 8, Ndejje University organized Victory Parade. Cooperate with the ministers for better deliveries of services. Ndejje Guild Body calls on the students. NIRA issues upgraded birth certificates with NIN numbers. And in sports, Uganda Woodball Federation launches 5th edition of the Woodball League. This and much more in Live at 8. Welcome and thank you for watching Ndejje University TV. This is live at 8. My name is ANSLEM OJARU with the news in details. Ndejje University Chaplaincy on Sunday organized a victory parade to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. The parade, which was graced by the university's Vice Chancellor Olivia Nasakabanja, gathered students around Ndejje Hill at the university's Lady Irene campus. Let's take a look at the events of the day. The communal celebrations involved activities like presentations of Easter songs by the different choirs in and around the institution. The preacher of the day urged the students to have good morals, since what is done in darkness will be revealed.
When they say it is now the day for the noisemakers, I'm borrowing a word from the senior somebody has said. What will be on your screen after the noise has all been done, after the singing, after acting Jesus Christ here, like we had a wonderful way of taking readings. This is a perfect one. Actually, the ending week, while in Kigali, I saw somebody who was reading the scriptures in a different way. He has a Bible in the head. And when he comes on the floor, he doesn't have to read anywhere. He acts it out. And now God, I don't know how he crams it. So I'm learning another one here. This Jesus is here, they are walking there. And that day, they also scream. And then the church, the whole university will be able to see, that's our Jesus, that's a guy who acted Jesus, that's his part. And what will they see? You and your heart know what it will be.
According to the university chaplain, this parade is aimed at giving a chance to the students to celebrate together with the university fraternity.
The Easter Victory Parade is a ceremony or an occasion when the institution is on Ndejje Hill gather to celebrate the risen Christ. Ndejje University has so many students, but during the Easter day, all of them go home, so that we don't get the opportunity to worship together. So we created this event to bring together schools that live together on this hill. That is Ndejje University, Ndejje Senior Secondary School, which is one of the best schools in Uganda, Ndejje High School, there is Nali Nyarwantale Girls School, and then we have Ndejje Vocational School. We have School of Nursing and Midwifery, Yiganga, and many other schools. So what we do is to bring them together so that we can celebrate. It's a celebration. You understand that Easter is actually the major or the most important festival in the Christian calendar. We know Christmas, yes, but you know without Easter, there's no Christianity. Everything that we are is because Jesus Christ died and rose from the dead and now ascended into heaven. So we thought we cannot go away from celebrating this day together.
The chaplain went ahead and advised the young generation to have a relationship with God.
Rather with the new approaches to worship that concur with the cultures that are reigning. So that's what we do. It's about creativity. As you saw the way we took the readings, we want to say that God gave us a creative mind and creative skills. We cannot do the same thing all the time. What does not change is the word of God. But as far as tradition is concerned, expression is concerned, you can bring in a few things which can be really pleasing and interesting, especially that we are dealing with younger people. You understand what we mean by youth culture. The youth are very vibrant people. You cannot keep doing the same thing routinely and you expect to keep them.
This is the first ever victory parade to be held at the university with the students from different institutions attending.
That we live with a sense of accountability. There is the day of judgment. Everything you are doing, just as the preacher said, whatever you do now in private will be made public in heaven. So it means that live responsibly as a younger person. Live with a sense of accountability and responsibility. Know that this world does not end here. One time, each one of us is going to stand before God. And when we stand before Him, He's going to judge the living and the dead. So whatever you do now is going to be counted on you after this life. Many younger people today live as though life stops here. They live for today, and sometimes they don't even know the purpose of their living. If you ask a young person, what is the purpose of your life here? Some people say, I was born to dance. I was born to spend life here. I was born to sing. I was born to do this. Yes, all those things are very good. They express life as God gave it to us as a gift. However, the one most important thing is that do you have a relationship with Jesus Christ? So whatever you do here, make sure that you do not be ashamed of it once it is played on the screens in heaven.
This is the first ever victory parade to be held at the university with students from different institutions attending. The schools in attendance included Ndejje Senior Secondary School, Nalinya Girls, and performances from Ndejje University St. Paul Catholic Community, Endless Worship, among others. ANSLEM OJARU, live at 8. The new Guild Cabinet is preparing for the handover ceremony, which will empower them to start their leadership journey. Now the leaders have called on the students' body to cooperate with them for better services. Let's take a look. On Saturday 15th, Ndejje University students elected the Guild President and a Vice Guild President. In a courtesy vista at Ndejje University TV, the President-elect, Stephen Thomas Aswa, extended gratitude to the students for entrusting him with power.
I would like to thank you all through all the process, the campaign, the elections, and last week on Thursday we had our vetting of ministers, and I would like to congratulate each and everyone who made it through. That is, we have finance, we have the prime, we have the publicity, there are very many, around 12 to 14, and I would like to assure all the students of Ndejje University that these ministers are willing to work hand in hand, and we are going to do our best to make sure that we serve the students and we make sure that our promises that I personally laid on to you all is going to be considered. First and foremost thing that I will tackle, 10 days in power, that's after my swearing in. I would like to assure you all that I'm going to work so much hard to make sure that majority of us, because we're heading towards exams, at least we shall have a negotiation and understanding to see who are going to sit for exams in reflection to the students' constitution, and that's something that I have always been crying out for.
The president was escorted by the vice guild president, who called for cooperation from the students, which will see the betterment of Ndejje University.
I'm really glad that you voted for me, and we are done with the vetting of different ministers from Kampala campus, and I want to inform you that I selected ministers according to their potential and from different faculties. You find from business we have their minister, from IT we have a minister, engineering, different faculties, and they really just cooperate with us. This office is not about Wampade, it's not about the ministers, it's about the cooperation of you, all the students of Ndejje University. So let's work together, because we are just a representative. I will always tell you that, and if we work together, we will achieve a lot. It's a lot on our table. Like you have been saying, we want to work to make sure that every student is given the first priority, but we can be given the priority if we are cooperative.
The top student leaders promised to work hand in hand with the administration to see that students reach the required percentage to sit for exams.
Yeah, after us vetting, we're having swearing in this week. That will be on Friday. You're all welcomed. It will be at main campus at the Woodball grounds, 2 p.m.
Yeah, we are having exams starting from 8th next month. It's just like 1 week and a half. So please, I know you're ready for them. Please just pray to God, because God is everything, and He'll make sure you pass through. However, as we know, as leaders, we understand most of you have not yet paid up to 100%, and we are working in hand with the guild president plus the administration to make sure that everyone at least sits for these exams. This is the reason why you people trusted us with your votes, and I promise we are going to make sure everyone at least do exams. At least let's clear the little we can pay. Let's do our best, because the university is a private one.
The Guild President and his cabinet are preparing for the swearing-in ceremony that will take place on Friday 28th April at Ndejje University main campus in Luweero. ANSLEM OJARU, live at 8. The National Registration and Identification Authority, which is mandated to register births and deaths in the country, in a meeting with the media, called upon Ugandans to register for the upgraded birth certificates. Sarah Chirabo with more on that story.
In a press conference held at Naguru Police Headquarters, the NILA spokesperson, Hosbon Mushabe, called upon all Ugandans to go for birth and death certificates registration.
We are calling upon all our dear citizens to come and register for birth certificates and death certificates as well. And these services are being offered in all our district offices. You can do it from Kabale, you can do it from Tororo, you can do it from Kampala. At the fact that all our dear children, all our dear citizens, to access these birth certificates, you need to have a NIN number. And this NIN number is indicated in here with your surname and other name, of course the details of your parents, and of course your place of birth. So in this era where we have children below 18 years without national IDs, it would be prudent for them to be having birth certificates because these are original documents. You can even verify them online to do away with fraud. So we call upon our all dear citizens to register for birth certificates. And then with death registration, this is how a death certificate looks like. And it would be good for all our dear journalists even in here, in this press briefing, to have a birth certificate, and in case you've lost someone, to have a death certificate.
He further explained the importance of registering for birth and death certificates, saying it is very important in the fulfillment of the organization's role to know the number of citizens in the country.
Because one of our functions as NIRA, as provided under Section 5 of the Registration of Persons Act, we have to operate, maintain, and manage a national identification register. And we can only do this when we have ascertained the number of people we have lost in the country and the number of people we have registered.
Mushabe therefore cautioned those who go for multiple registration to stop the vice and urged them to always give the right information to ease the process.
A big number of citizens in this country who are attempting to do multiple registrations, and I would like to say that this is unlawful and it's not good, and you should desist from such vices. Especially we are coming for the mass enrollment, please provide the right details, because the moment you give us wrong details, it becomes hard for us to update your details in the system, and we have to do due diligence, we have to do manual identification, and we end up delaying. So for us to issue out IDs in time, it would also be good for you to provide us with the necessary and requisite information.
The mandate of NILA is to create, manage, maintain and operationalize the National Identification Register by registering all citizens of Uganda, registering non-citizens of Uganda who are lawfully residents in Uganda, registering births and deaths, assigning a unique national identification number to every person registered. Sarah Chirabo, live at 8.
Thank you, Sarah Chirabo. On Saturday night, the Uganda Boxing Champions League Season 2 kicked off at Lugogo Indoor Stadium, with Joshua emerging as the winner in the main event of the night. Let's have more.
In a thrilling night of boxing on Saturday, the Uganda Boxing Champions League Season 2 pushed off at Lugogo Indoor Stadium. The 980-seat arena was filled with a mammoth crowd of boxing fans who were eager to see their favorite fighters in action. Uganda Bombers captain Joshua Tukamuhebwa and newbie Innocent Omok highlighted the night with a 64-kilogram elite category bout. Omoko started the fight with aggression, putting pressure on the national team's captain, who is renowned for his knockout power. However, Omoko gassed out in the 4th and 5th rounds, allowing Tukamuhewa to emerge as the winner. In another exciting match, Chimugwe defeated Richard Kasuja 5-0 in the first asking, living up to the expectations of the fans. Lubega Hakim won 5-0 anonymous against Matov Shafik in the youth 54 kg category, while Aruma Godwin emerged victorious 5-0 anonymous against Nasasra Moses Jr. in the 60 kg category. In the junior 63 kg category, Julius Lukwago won 5-0 anonymous against Christopher. Competitions manager Michelle Nakazi acknowledged the increasing number of female boxers in the championship, a sign of growth for the tournament and the gender as well in the sport.
Started our Champions League Season 2 and it's really going on well, and we shall be ending on 26th of December. That will be Boxing Day. The differences between the two, this year we've gotten more boxers, more talent, more champions, and the competition is really stiff for this year, and we've gotten more boxers, especially the women. We have more women in Champions League this time round, and that is really an achievement for Uganda Boxing Federation. The new thing that we have this Champions League, we shall be awarding belts. At the end of the Champions League, we shall have a dinner and award all the #1 boxers in their weights. We shall give them their champion belts.
The Uganda Boxing Champions League Season 2 promises to be an exciting tournament, with top boxers battling it out for the coveted title.
We are very ready for this Champions League. Last time in the first session, Season 1, I got many challenges because I had few who qualified for the championship. But this time, I have more than 10 boxers who are competing within the Champions League Phase 2. So I'm expecting to give a big challenge to the opponents. I need the national slot. I need boxers on the national team, and my boxers are also eager to put on the belts that the UBF president promised us. And one of my players, the icon, Sekabe Michael, Staff Sergeant, is also back on the team. I'm also expecting much from him. So whoever is standing on my way, be ready, be ready. We are the Rocco Breakers.
We are here today. It's the beginning of Uganda Boxing Champions League Season 2. As you know, Sparks, we are technical and technical. So we are here once again to take over. Yeah. We have 18 boxers in Season 2 compared to Season 1. And our goal is to reach our boxers to national team, go participate in international championships.
The bi-weekly competition sees the top 4 boxers in each category fight for points on a round-robin format. At the end of the championship in December, each champion will receive a belt in their respective weight category, replacing the medals awarded in the first edition. Sala Chirabo, Arsharan Kiranda, live at 8.
Thank you very much, Sarah Chirabo. Now in sports, on April 22nd, the Uganda Woodball Federation launched the 5th edition of the Woodball League at Lubiru Grounds in Mengo. The league aims at preparing the national team for the Beach Woodball World Cup in Malaysia. Let's take a look.
The president of the Uganda Woodball Federation, Paul Kayongo, is pleased that the sport is growing despite the challenges. While at the 5th edition of the Woodball League, Kayongo urged stakeholders in the league to consider the federation's code of ethics as a crucial element.
We are moving forward as a younger sport, and we pay tribute to all the clubs, the managers and the participants, but also to our key partner, Buganda Land Board, for the sponsorship of the league. More important, for giving us this wonderful venue which we are using for launching this league. Every stakeholder who has been delegated to play some role in this league, please do it at your best. Otherwise you will be caught by the structures in place. And I know that our disciplinary organ is very functional, and we are very serious about cheating and any habits of indiscipline.
The tournament aims to prepare the national players who will participate in the Beach Woodball World Cup in Malaysia in July 2023, and according to Kayongo, Uganda's national team has a reputation to uphold on the global stage.
Definitely, we are going into this tournament as one of the teams to watch, because we know the previous World Cup were the runners up. So even our opponent, Chinese Taipei, Malaysia and other teams, they are worried of Uganda, and the Ugandans cannot expect anything less, but to emerge as champions of this event.
Players from various teams also expressed their happiness for being part of the national team.
It means a lot, I'll be representing Uganda and my club, so I think I'm going to learn a lot from other teams. So.
Of course, mpulira essanyu kubanga era buli omu kyeyetaaga waba ng'ayitiddwa ku trials waziyita aba musanyufu.
The league, which is sponsored by the Buganda Land Board, is consisting of 10 women teams and 13 men teams. Sala Chirabo, Robert Chimuli, live at 8.
Hosts Uganda were declared the winners of the Victoria Series on Sunday afternoon following a two-day heavy downpour in the city that washed out 2 matches. The games washed out were Uganda versus Kenya on Saturday and the final where the Victoria Pearls were set to face second-placed Tanzania. Let's have more on that.
The Victoria Pearls have emerged as the champions of the Victoria Series, defeating their opponents without even needing to bowl or bat in the final. Heavy rains throughout the weekend forced 2 matches to be abandoned, handing the title to the Pearls. The Ugandan team got off to a winning start in the series with a dominant 7-wicket victory over neighbours Rwanda. Janet Mbabazi and Stefan Nampima played a crucial role in the chase, with Mbabazi scoring an unbeaten 30 off 31 balls and Nampina contributing 18 off 27 balls. Their next match was against tournament favourites, the United Arab Emirates. Despite being restricted to 98 for the fall of 7, the Victoria Pearls managed to pull off a 6-wicket victory thanks to a solid opening stand of 31 runs between Kevin Awino and Alako Proskovia. The Pearls continued their winning streak with a narrow 3-run victory over Tanzania, with Kevin Awino leading the way with the bat, scoring 27 off 24 balls. Captain Konse Aweko and assistant Janet Mbabazi were the standout performers with the ball, picking up 7 and 6 wickets respectively in the tournament. The washed-out game against Kenya and the abandoned final against Tanzania meant that the Pearls earned their 4th and 5th win in the series, securing the title in the process. The team will undoubtedly be delighted with the performance and will hope to carry this momentum forward as they head into the Namibia tour as their next assignment. Sala Chirabo, Arsharan Kiranda, live at 8.
Thank you for your company. That has been live at 8. My name is ANSLEM OJARU. See you next time.